What up guys, today we're going to do an Android head unit install, and it's going to be dope because it's the new joining. A lot of people like to have a universal because it applies to more people, so I'm going to put the universal head unit onto here. This one is specifically tailored for the WRX, but let's go to the universal side, boys, shall we? Alright, to remove the head unit, it's pretty simple. Most of the time it's just held by clips, and for this make and model. Other times it's held by Phillips screws, so consult your own manual to see on how to remove your own head unit. And generally there's things also plugged into the trim, such as the AC, and then we also have like the hazard, and this one has a little screen up here, so we're gonna take care of that too. You just have to be crafty. I like to pop this button out first, and then take it out that way. Now there's going to be wires in the back of this head unit. Unplug everything you see. That's pretty self-explanatory. So yeah. Once you have unplugged everything, slowly remove it. Make sure you don't hit your shift knob or anything like that. And that reveals all the plugs right here. And I know it looks like a mess because honestly it is a mess, but that's not going to matter too much because as long as it doesn't rattle, most of the stuff is going to be so compact that you're not going to hear any noises. So here is the unit. Let's put back the little towel just for, you know, safety. Have it rest on top of that. Now you can see the back. Now in my unboxing videos, I wasn't too sure about this, but someone said this is the Wi-Fi adapters, and this is actually going to be the signal for the SIM card if you're going to do cellular. So that's really neat. Thank you. Shout outs to helping out the channel. But yeah, check that out. It's going to go in something like that. Now you definitely have to think about the trim pieces. So I'm going to use my OEM trim, and hopefully I can get it so it's mapped out accordingly to plan, because you should be able to use your general you know, your hardware to bolt this bad boy on right here, and then you'll be able to fit into the right location. But before I like to bolt things on, I'm gonna test and make sure the unit works out of the box, because it'd be a hassle if it doesn't. To do that, you just need you need to wire your own harness. This one is from Join themselves, so they pre-wire it for you for your specific car. I had to buy this separately. Links down below if you were looking to buy it separately. But instead of buying a universal adapter for like any heads like for your make and model, and then you basically splice all the universal stuff, Join makes it already, and it's really nice because I haven't seen many manufacturers have foam on their plugs. This will definitely help prevent any kind of rattling, so it's much appreciated that they added that capability. It also has a rear view camera in, if you guys can see that. And look at this, they have it all capped out, super nice. And they have the appropriate step down, and if you were going to have, I guess this one would be your amp. So I'm just gonna plug that bad boy in right here. Make sure it's in. And then for your, depending on your make and model, you have, I'm gonna plug it in directly. And now we're gonna plug in the new stuff. So this is for the radio antenna. Generally the radio antenna has this little flap thing right here. This for a Toyota, Subaru, this is generally your main plug that connects everything. It's your 10 pin that controls the front speakers, power, dimmer switch, etc. This 8 pin right here, let's see, we can it's just like matching up Legos. It's super simple. So we find the 8 one, we plug it in. This is generally your rear speakers. Then this 28 pin generally deals with steering wheel controls. It's gonna differ from make and model, even make and model in years, so not all cars are the same. But you're gonna have aux generally, you can kind of see it, and then you can see the steering wheel controls. Now I could plug in the GPS and the other outputs right here, but I'm not gonna get to that specifically right now because I just want to see if it works. So you kind of cram your stuff Remember, this is just a test run. Now this is an IDE cable, which is interesting because generally you use it for like hard drives, floppy drives, and disk drives on a computer. But make sure it lines up. So that definitely doesn't line up because there's a little notch right here. You just want to match it up. Hey, and look at that, success. So we did get it to boot. Let me make sure you guys can kind of see the screen at least. We did get it to boot, and which is great. Wow, the screen looks really nice. It's real. There's volume, which is also nice, and wow, the processor. I don't know what it is, but this bokeh like blur effect, and then you have like this tree's actually 3D. It looks really nice. Now that beeping sound is kind of annoying, so let's go to settings and turn that off. You should be able to. Oh, they don't have like the traditional Android, so they have like this is like very similar to like the iDoing head unit that I did. It has its own like UI. We have loud ketone. Let's turn that off. We don't need that. And let's test some music. Make sure it works and stuff. This is awesome. Wow, it looks great. It looks great. Definitely something that is a huge selling point to some units is Android Auto. So I definitely want to check out Android Auto on this car, and look at that, it does work. So right out of the box you get Android Auto and you get Apple CarPlay, which it is a big selling point. Trust me guys, when you're guys driving around, let's say you want to, I always use like Waze and I'm like driving to work and commuting. It's the interface is so good. I don't ever have to really look at my phone. If I get a text message, it shows all of that. So definitely don't sleep on Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Wow, that was loud. Sorry about that. Alright, so I have the brackets that were on my original unit, and you kind of just like fiddle around with it, and look at this. It just wants to go right here. It's probably because there's little dimples, but you kind of just place it, and you're like, okay, it's probably gonna be right at this spot. So you can use your Phillips head, and you can put it like right here. I'm gonna do it right here. Oh, I basically have all the brackets in, and I know you just kind of just slowly bring it back. Make sure the harness is plugged in, and you should be set golden. Look at that. Look at that. It's just, stay tuned. I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'll show you guys how it looks. Ooh, this is looking good. Of course, you guys can see, just snapped in right there. And I have the ribbon cable kind of snaked in there. Oh, the screen. The screen is like I think this is like the right size for a universal head unit. Not too big, so it does not cover the vents. A lot of people have issues with it covering the vents, but this one, it is just big enough. And you don't even generally need those little like borders that make your head unit look ugly. You know what I'm saying? When you get a universal head unit and you have like these little covers, if you want it to cover it up, I guess you can cover it up a little bit more, but I don't think you need it.
Stuck in my head, you know I can't forget it. I try to move on, but you're the one that I
So let me get this right. We're forced to listen to this spa music so your head doesn't explode and kill us all. Slumber!
Steering wheel controls, lantern. Yeah, this is your dimmer switch. Let's change it. Oh, it's RGB. That's great, guys. RGB action right here. Let me zoom in so you guys can kind of see a little bit better. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see even better. Yeah, buddy, look at that. So you got the RGB. You can turn whatever color you want. Green, blue, teal, white, but it's kind of like blue, really. It's like a sky blue. This is like a teal. This is like more like a whitish blue, or it's like a neon green, red, purple. Obviously the colors are easy to do, or it's red, green, and blue, because those are the RGB colors. And you can have it loop too if you guys like the little loop cycle where it goes on the I'm gonna stick with red because that's my interior.